He said, I would like to greet the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And when he brought him home, I said, wow. That's that third case of scribe. What's up? What I understand is going to sell tickets. A&T and Mississippi State University. And brother, y'all go back and get that ticket. What is it you are afraid of? Good God Almighty. Go and get that tape, brother. I want to bring up Brother Jawaan, man. Let's hear what
In the name of Allah, the beneficent and merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the long-awaited Messiah, the long-awaited Mahdi. And I further bear witness that he raised one, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as his Christ. Yes, sir. And I further bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the comforter in our midst. So in their name, I greet the mighty fruit and the greeting words of peace and paradise. Assalamu alaikum. Out of fruit. Out of fruit. And find myself. Well, thank you all for making your classes. Today, my class is on the woman, the child, and the dragon in Revelation. And I just want to read this to set a base. And it says, now there appeared in heaven, there was a war in heaven. It says that in this war, 7 and 9, it says, and a war broke out in our heaven, and Michael and his angels fought with the dragon, and his angels fought, but they did not prevail, nor was a place found for them in heaven any longer. Then it goes on and says, so the great dragon was cast out, that serpent of old, called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. And he was cast to the earth, and his angels were cast with him. Now, the Bible is written in a way where something like that you read, you really don't understand. And I battled with this all day trying to get an interpretation from it. Because we know there's no heaven out in the sky.
Go ahead.
You can take everything you want out there, you ain't going to find no heaven.
That's right.
Everything that Allah created, he created material. Even this air, oxygen, it has molecules and atoms in it. And the only way you know that is because scientists can take telescopes and whatever, microscopes, and they can look at it. They can see material, and that's how they identify what it is. Right. So everything in this earth is material. Mm-hmm. So if this heaven that they had, if a war broke out, then where was the heaven? Come on. Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that heaven and hell are conditions on earth. Right. We create them. We go outside, we may call that hell. It's not heaven. That's hell. That's right. Well, if a fight broke out in heaven, then what part of the earth would the Bible call heaven? Heaven, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, is at the foot of Mother, or Mother Earth. Well, where's the foot of Mother Earth? If you want to go back in history and learn and find the beginning of language, the beginning of civilization, you got to go back to Africa. Even in Africa, it has their limits. So you have to go a little further east into Saudi Arabia, where Mecca is. That's the foot of Mother, and the foot is only the base or the foundation of the world. So Mecca is the base and the foundation of the earth. So that is heaven. We have to ask the question, why would there be a war in heaven? When we study the history of Yaqub grafted the white man. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
He grafted him. That's why when you read in Surah 49:15, it says, "O mankind, surely we have created you from a male and a female." We just start with the beginning. It says mankind, a kind of man. Well, what kind of man? We got the black man, the red man, the brown man, the yellow man, the white man. But which man did we create from a male and a female? It's the white man. He is the youngest on this planet in terms of those 5 I mentioned.
Come on.
So yes, he is grafted. So when Yaqub finished his process, they weren't sent, they weren't sent, but they got back into Mecca. And when they got back in Mecca, they were met. And they told them, look, you got guidelines you got to follow. Don't do this, don't do that. You can do this, you can do that. Similar to how you read the story of Adam and it tells you don't eat from this tree. Eat from this tree. But that's y'all. You're the guys that told Adam in the book what to do and what not to do. And Adam is the white man. He is the baby of the planet.
That's right. Go ahead.
So when we let him in, he started causing havoc in heaven. That was our heaven. He ran it very tightly. And by us doing that, running it that tightly, there wasn't no room for hell to creep in. That was our heaven. So he got in there. And he started raising hell. He had us killing each other. We're righteous people. We're very peaceful. That's why as white men still alive today after 400 years of slavery.
Come on.
We're very peaceful. We want peace. So when we see him, we meet him, and we let him back in our country being naive. Because we've been living in heaven. When you live in heaven, you don't have these bad thoughts. You don't even think about a man touching your daughter in any kind of way, or your son. You don't think about a man killing your child or killing your wife or killing the spirit of your family. You don't even think about pedophiles and homosexuality. But when he creeps in and he starts doing these things, you don't know what it is. That's why when they brought homosexuality to God, he said, what is this? He asked the question. God asked the question.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Teach. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
In war, you have arms and you have transportation, right? You see the men with the AK-47s, they got their pistols, grenades and everything. And you see the tanks and the little jeeps or whatever cars they use, and they army fatigue. Well, when you read in Message to the Black Man, the king cast Yaqub's people out of Mecca or heaven. That's what this book was talking about. It wasn't talking about something out there. It was talking about here. We cast them out of heaven.
That's right.
In us casting them out of heaven, we use caravans and rifles. Caravans armed with rifles. Well, that sounds like a war to me.
That's right, sir.
That sounds like somebody's at war. They got caravans and rifles. So that's the war that this book is talking about. And they cast them, they told them to walk across the sand. Well, in Job 30:1, it says, but now I am mocked by a people younger than me. Well, if all people came from one man, how can there be another people younger than you? Makes sense?
Yes, sir.
It says, by young men whose fathers are not worthy to run with my sheepdogs. We created sheepdogs before them.
Yes, sir.
They ain't even worthy to run with them. Then it says, they are gaunt with hunger and flee to the deserts. Where?
Desert.
Where?
Desert.
Oh. Then we walk the white man across the desert? Okay. And we desolate them in gloomy wastelands. Europe was so nasty and so, I mean, we had to graft a pig into existence. To go and eat up the filth and the waste that was on the land. That's the wasteland. So now they live frightened, ravines, in caves and among the rocks.
Come on now.
Godless fools and worthless people are forced out of the land with whips. That's what it's talking about. It's talking about them.
Yes, sir.
And you're the ones who have to go to the world and teach them this. All of us, we must do this. Because we got the Moses of modern day right now. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And Allah told, and when you read the book, it says, Allah told Moses, I'm giving you Aaron, and you be a God to Aaron the way I am to you. That's right. Well, only God can raise a Christ. That's right. So if the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is a God to the nation, and he rises a Christ, Louis Farrakhan. And in the book it says, woman the head of children. And it says, man the head of woman, and Christ the head of man. How can Farrakhan be your head and you not do what he do? All right. So no more for myself. I'd like to bring up